My friend, now we are talking to an outstanding man, one of the heroes of the battle for the fortified point, or rather position Alabay. This is an infantryman of the 10th Battalion of the 59th Motorized Infantry Brigade, friend Shaman. Greetings, my friend. I am glad to see you. Thank you, I am too glad to see you. A great pleasure. The commander of your battalion said that you are in fact one of the record holders in holding of this position. That you, with a few of your comrades, with 2 comrades, defended this position for 6 days. Without shifts, without replacement. Tell us, please, how it was. What group entered the position? How many of you were there? When we arrived, there were 8 of us. Then people were inflicted by small splinters. That is, drones, Russian drones conducted hits on you. Yes. And 5 men out of 8 were wounded. There was 4 wounded and 1 affected by gases. He left with those wounded. I left with myself such, well, young boys. Yes, that I knew that I will sustain with them. So I kept them with me. And we withstood that impact. They tried to approach us over once, then second time, and the third time they managed to close in when it was quite dark and there was a thick fog. For the third time they came up to 5 to 8 meters from us, and I felt purely by my guts that they are quite near us. That is, the battle went practically point blank at the distance of 5 to 8 meters. Yes, they began telling, we surrender. But I said, no, guys, throw grenades till we hear them yelling. Because while some shout, we surrender, others will come close and also blow us up with grenades. How many enemies did you see in your gun sight, and how many was destroyed during this storm? Our birdies looked down and said that we laid 8 people. The battalion commander told me that you were so calm that he addressed you, what's going on there? And you were telling him calmly, 1, 2, 3, yes, no need to panic, one shall behave calmly here. Prompt people calmly. When someone is panicking, support him. If someone is nervous, support him too. The battalion commander and air recon people have shown me that even getting there was an exploit in itself, and a very risky objective to reach that Alabay. Tell me, how did you walk there? First time I was there in November, and for the second time I realized how to find it. But it ended up a bit not the way we wanted. I forgot where exactly the blindages were, and we went almost to their rear. And then I hinted to my fellows with hand and showed them go back. I showed them this and then hinted them to withdraw. We quickly retreated. There was a big stub, and I say, guys, sit down. Now listen, maybe we will hear our men talking. We listened up, ours. So we took a bit to the left and slowly came squatting there. And after we came there, there were 5 groups to replace us, and no one could replace us. That is, the shift had to be done every 24 hours, right? Because of frost. Yet for 5 days, and every day, there was no chance to replace you. 6 days. For 6 days, there was no chance to replace you. No, everybody was wounded. That is, everyone in these groups got wounded and could not reach you. Right? That is, the enemy was watching so tightly to cut you off and storm you, right? Yes. 4 days I was holding up with this, have a look here, with this doll of mine. With this, namely, machine gun. Yes, I held up the position with this machine gun for 4 days. Then it was broken by Vogs, completely, and I found an assault rifle. There was an assault rifle in another blindage. I took the rifle, and I had grenades. And thus we set to work. We tossed 30 grenades. 30 grenades. So once you heard a voice or some stirring, you threw. No. It was when they approached 5 to 8 meters to us, then we threw about 30 grenades. Awful. That is, you made the enemy to lay down by machine gun fire and covered all around you with grenades. Yes. Plus we had neither night vision nor thermal imager. We had thermal imagers, but all their batteries died. I told to all my mates, guys, let's listen out. Once something cracks or something, we shoot there at once. How did you stay warm for 6 days? That's understood, but your hands, feet, fingers... We did not warm up feet. But when I shoot with this, I warmed myself on it. As I wore leather gloves, I used to took it by the hot barrel, kept it, and felt hot. Yes, I am asking because you might ran out of heaters. No, that's what warmed us. And this was your warmer. Yes. So that was a warming up during close quarters fight. What was the distance to the adversary when you warmed yourself like that? Either 30 or up to 40 meters. Besides this, I got my feet frostbitten on that Alabay. Did you frostbite your feet? Yes. Well, the battalion commander said temperatures were down to 20. So it was very cold. Well, yes, it was cold. The nights were terribly cold. Did you have an opportunity to get warmed with some bonfire? To cook yourself some hot food? No, no, no. Neither tea nor coffee, nothing like this. We had been there for 6 days. On the 4th day, they threw us with gases. On the 5th day, our birdies set to drop us water. Our drones dropped water to you. Yes, water and batteries for the radio. Cause your stations were dead, there was no comms. Absolutely right. And nothing else could be supplied, only what you had brought by yourselves. Why, the ammunition had been there. The guys brought the ammunition before. It was there. Well, we had to clean it cause cartridges and belts were dirty. We cleaned them promptly and went on. The hardest thing was to reload belts in the night. And why it was hard to reload belt in the night? When the belt hangs down like that, the cartridge is here, where the capsule is. It has to be taken like that. Swipe your finger down the belt and check. If it sticks out here, you have to move it in. So you mean that you did not see it? You could be reloading at night, not seeing it. Did you do it blind? Yes, I reloaded belts at night. It was dark, but I swiped my finger like that and checked. Awesome. That is, you conducted reloading ammo blind at night. Yes. And was it impossible to be done at daytime? No, but we had to do it at night when needed. Yet you mean you were shooting all the time? Yes. When they shoot at us at night, we had to shoot at night. When it was daytime, we did it at daytime. In a course of 6 days, I discharged literally 3,500 of cartridges. Oh dear. 35 belts. The drones attacked you constantly, did not they? Did you shoot at them too? No, we did not shoot the drones. Why, we did not shoot the drones. If we shoot at the drone from the blindage, the shell would land right in the blindage then. We tended not to shoot at it, simply not to be noticed by the drone. Yes, but when they set to throw gases at us, we ran over from one blindage into another. So they threw the gas, and once we started running into another blindage, when the last man runs out of blindage, they throw bombs. What was the source of your motivation? Why did you decide to stand to the end in such a formidable conditions when really you could withdraw with others? But I don't like to switch the rear gear. How did you become a commander, a master? And why were you assigned to this post? Why I was the leader of the group is because young boys had arrived. They went with me. None of them was at Alabay before. I was told, lead them. And I was, will you lead them out? I will. And I led them. My friend, you told that you call up the fire at yourself. What do you mean? Well, I am on the machine gun. The others are either on assault rifles or on an RPG. To let them move in, I sit and draw the fire on myself. Because I cover them, cover my soldiers. Yet the machine gun is a main target on the battlefield, and machine gunner takes the utmost risk. Yes, that's why you cover. You suppress an adversary with your firing. You force him to cling to the ground. The enemy seeks to impact the machine gunner at first. Right. And when I shoot them from blindage, it's not handy to me to do that from blindage. To shoot at the enemy. Why is it so? Because I have to walk in a chess order. I run here, from here I run there, and thus advance forward. Then the other boys may advance. What said the battalion commander? What company commander said when you returned? How did they meet you after that? They said, thanks God all of you are alive. That's good. And those my brothers in arms whom I sent to evacuation, when we meet them time to time, they are happy now. They say, thanks God, that you also returned alive. Everyone was happy. So you withdrew from Alabay solely by the order? No, we were replaced when shift came. Well, that was by the order. You were replaced and returned. Yes. I came here to protect this land. Because I was born on this land. Where are you from, Victor? I'm from Zhytomyr. You are from Zhytomyr. Look at this drive. Did you serve in the army before? No, never. So you are a volunteer, you came just as. Yes. On the February 24th, 2022, right? 3rd of 03rd. 3.3, 2023. What was your job in the civilian life? A construction worker. You were a builder. You worked in Zhytomyr and the Zhytomyr region, correct? In Zhytomyr and in Poland. How old are you? I am 35. Do you have a family and a wife? Yes. Kids? Yes. How many children? One. Well, a boy. Yes. What were you used to remember the most, to think about when? When it was the cruelest. Yes. I thought about my wife. Most of all. I thought of my wife and how we go to bed with her. And more of this than what was on the position. I thought of good thoughts. The battalion commander said that he submitted you to the highest title of the hero of Ukraine. I don't even know how to comment it. Thank you. My friend, I hope that all country will see it, will know about your deeds, your motivation, and your exploit. And you'll obtain that deserved title here amidst your combat comrades. And the highest one. I hope that this submission will be approved in the fastest way. Thank you and glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes. Viktor Kuchuk, nom de guerre Shaman, the master of the storming group, was killed at storming of the Russian positions on the July 17, 2023. When living, he was nominated to the title of the Hero of Ukraine for the fights on the Alabay position. This is the only interview of Viktor Kuchuk that was given shortly before his death. Shaman is a kind of person that took part in many grave battles. Phoenix, the commander of the 10th Battalion of the 59th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade. Shaman is a kind of person that took part in many grave battles. Phoenix, the commander of the 10th Battalion of the 59th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade. He had been complying objectives yet near Mykolaiv. He repulsed storms at the most perilous battle positions. After that, in the winter, when we had hard fightings here near Vodian, he completed the hardest missions similarly. He never left the positions, but, in the contrary, he motivated people to fight here, to hold the positions tight and not to retreat in any case. I consider him a hero. He died much to the grievance, but despite this he still inspires the people. I make an example of Shaman to all the new people who join the battalion. He completed so many missions. He did so much for the battalion. That's how one shall really wage the war and complete the tasks. Tell me, please, what is possible about his last battle? What were the results and how did he perish? Shaman was in the leading storming group that advanced to the adversary's positions. That was a key position. They were already approaching the position when a tank shell found them, unfortunately. What losses did the enemy suffer in the result of your attack? The enemy's losses, confirmed ones, are about 12 killed and more than 20 wounded in that day. That's what we observed visually. Besides that, an artillery operated there, so I believe that losses are much higher. I know that you were taking POUs. Yes, and we captured 3 POUs. Eternal glory to the hero.